Can you believe that? All right, my fellow Americans, tonight I present you with the Money State of the Union. We are putting forth our own take on the three most important issues facing the nation. And assembled now is the most powerful power panel of them all. Fox Business's very own, our fearless leader, Neil Cavuto, Senior VP of Business News. He is the big cheese. We also have Lonnie Davis, former special counsel to President Clinton and Fox News contributor, and David Stockman, former budget director for President Reagan. He is also the author of The Great Deformation, The Corruption of Capitalism in America. Ooh. All right. Nice to have you all on here. I hardly even know where to start, but you were scribbling while I was talking. So I'm going to go with you. Number one on our list of things, unemployment. 12.3 million people unemployed. 22.6 million people who would like to work more so they could pay their bills. What do you think the president's going to say or do about that?
Well, he'll have a lot to say about it, but there's really nothing he can do. We're broke as a country. We can't afford one plug nickel more for more tax cuts or tax credits or infrastructure programs or job programs. We have to focus on our debt, which is far worse than the president thinks, because he's basing it on a 10-year rosy scenario from CBO and OMB that's a fairy tale. The real problem is much worse, because we're not going to go for 14 years without a recession or create 18 million jobs in the next 10 years when we've only created 2 in the last. So I'm saying they should focus on the job of Washington, which is to get our fiscal accounts in order before we go over the deep end, and not pretend that they can make a difference on
Neil,
jobs.
I think the president is sitting down. He's listening to this right now. He said, David Stockton makes so much sense. I'm tearing up my speech. I'm going to say exactly what I just heard. What do you think, Neil?
I don't know about that. I think David Stockman always makes a great deal of sense, and one of the things I love about David is both parties get ticked off by him. But what he's saying is true. You know, now is not the time to be diddling about this. I mean, whether you argue it's a time for more spending cuts and or increases, something's got to be done to address this situation, and to slough it off and say nothing has to be done is at best naive. But I suspect, despite what Mr. Stockman might hope to hear tonight, I don't think we will hear tonight. I think we'll hear spending, but in very crafty terms, like initiatives, strategic investments, fancy ways of spending money we don't have. I don't expect to hear much more clarity out of Republicans. So I think that this budget quagmire will continue to exist. And if anything, today's news we got out of Treasury that we had an unexpected bump in revenue that led to a surplus in January will sort of take the monkey off their back, and they'll figure we don't have to do anything. I think that would be a shame on both parties to turn their back on this as a result.
Lanny, do you agree with that? I mean,